A few years ago, 2016, 2017, I got the incredible opportunity of connecting with everyone's favorite optometrist, Dr. Darrell Glover from the United States of America. Him and I, we had been just connecting on different social media platforms, doing a lot of collaboration in terms of interviews, sharing ideas, and eventually in 2020 we decided that let's do something together and take the industry by storm. And then we collaborated and partnered up and wrote this amazing book, Vision Straight's Marketing Guide for the Eye Care Industry. He had already been having this massive following, doing a lot of work on social media platforms that had to do with marketing, sales, and how optometrists and optometrist practices, business leaders within the healthcare industry for that matter, can be able to transform their businesses, transform their careers, take themselves and their businesses to a whole nother level through marketing. And I was doing the same thing here in South Africa and working with a lot of practices, a lot of individuals in how they can effectively utilize digital media and marketing in taking their businesses to the next level. And so we then came up with an idea to say, Doc, the industry has been in fact affected by the pandemic. What worked before will not take businesses to the next level. Traditional selling methods that optometrists or optometric businesses or the eye care industry has relied on over the years have become outdated. So after much deliberation in terms of, yeah, but information is easily accessible online, do we really need to have a book? We did all the research that we possibly can. We got the opinions of other leaders, and we realized that there's never been a better time than now to produce something that can be a practical toolkit, a tool guide that all the professionals within the eye care industry can effectively just have easy access to. And so we wrote this book, and my oh my, if you look at the breakdown of this book in terms of what is in the book, chapter 1, we talk about the future is online, and we highlight all the elements involved in what the future of eye care looks like from a media point of view. And then chapter 2, the consumer, with the behavioral patterns, the buying behavior of patients that come into eye care practices all over the world has changed. So this book, in actual fact, it's got a global perspective to each and every single subject matter in the book. And so we looked at what has changed about the consumer. What do they want now that we are living in a not only a pandemic influenced economic climate, but a digital driven economic world? So we then profile the consumer in terms of beyond excellent service delivery, great products. They want customization, they want value, they want convenience, they want recognition, and so much. And so we profile that in chapter 2. Chapter 3, it's all about the new marketing communication strategies that your business needs in order to take it to the whole nother level. And so it's literally why this strategy will no longer work, why that particular strategy will be most suited for your optometric practice. Location plays a critical role in eye care practices. So where you're located, the community that you're serving will go with a particular marketing communication strategy. So in this chapter, we profile the different components of your strategy, why you need a particular strategy. In actual fact, in chapter 3, we even go to extent of providing you with an example of what a 12-month strategy should look like. I mean, you don't get that anywhere else, where it shows you if you're going to be utilizing various platforms, if you're going to be utilizing different media, what activity planner on a month-to-month basis needs to look like. We actually provide that, giving examples on a case study that we did with a particular practice and showing you exactly where they were, what they were struggling with, and what the marketing strategy that was specific to their practice resulted in terms of the sales going up, them seeing more patients, especially first-time patients that are coming for eye care related services. How you need to be communicating online with the patient in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023 is different from how you were communicating with them in 2015, 2010. So this chapter on marketing communication strategy is literally a fun chapter that you see yourself in the chapter as you're going through the chapter. Get a notebook because as you're reading, you realize that, oh, this is wrong, or I can actually do this better. Oh, this is actually a more efficient way of going about what I'm currently doing. So it gives you a practical approach in terms of your marketing strategy. Chapter 4, brand building. Him and I were focused on building brands, not only our own personal brands, but we have worked with global companies within the eye care industry in helping them build their own brands. We've worked with practices in building brands in a short space of time that generate revenue. So how do you go about building your brand as an eye care provider or an eye care professional, and how does your practice go about building your brand? The value in separating the two versus the value that exists in combining the brand for your practice and the brand for your individual career. So chapter 4, it's all about brand building. We look at simple, clever, practical brand tools that you can effectively utilize in your optometric practice. We look at how you need to position your brand in attracting the right target audience for your optometric practice. And so the chapter 4 is very practical, and it's not a one approach. It's got a multifaceted approach because we give you different brand strategies. I think there's about 6 or 7 brand strategies in this particular chapter that we highlight in terms of if your practice is fitting into this particular strategy, this is the route that you need to take. If your practice is fitting into a particular strategy, this is the route that will best be suited for your optometric practice. Chapter 5, websites. Don't you find it weird how a lot of optometric websites look the same? There isn't that unique value proposition that exists in company websites. So we actually dedicated an entire chapter on websites. We talk about SEO, we talk about the structure, the layout. What your website tells us should be telling a story, communicates so much information. Patients don't read websites, they browse through them. How do you convert browsers into buyers? That's a very important aspect that you need to think about. So people may hear about you through word of mouth. They might connect with you on social media, but they still go to your website. And so what is it on the home page, the about page? How many pages you need to be having? What pages should be having? The difference between the different types of websites that your practice should consider when you have a digital media presence. Should you be having an e-commerce website? Should you be having an info related type of website? So we literally profile different websites, and you can literally, after reading the chapter, you will be able to see or identify where you are at as a brand versus where you are at as a business owner or practice, and what website will be best suited for you guys. So for example, I'll give you a practical example. I personally have multiple websites. I've got the Obi Malope website, but then all the different business initiatives and projects that we have developed over the years. Each company has its own website, and you can actually go to the different websites, www.obimalope.com, click on it, and you'll be seeing exactly the type of website that profiles me, Obi Malope, the brand. You can go to drdarrellglover.com. You will see how his brand profiles him as the leader. But going further than that, you also have our company that we started for Africa, which is the Africa Media, which is Africa's biggest media company for all things eye care on the African continent. That has its own website. Vision Straight has its own website, but because Vision Straight also has the Vision Straight Academy, there's the normal Vision Straight website, which is www.visionstraight.co.za. Then you've got the Vision Straight Academy, where we've got a whole range of online courses that we have developed for the optometrist industry, for the healthcare industry for that matter, and that's the www.visionstraightacademy.co.za. And it's a different type of website because it's a lot of courses that are put on the website. And then you've got the Vision Straight CPD. So in South Africa, in Africa, Vision Straight has the continuous professional development platform, the most advanced CPD or CET platform on the African continent. That also has its own website, visionstraightcpd.co.za. And while the company that does all these books that we have been producing over the years, all the online content that we do, Activate. Check it out. It's a brand design company doing fantastic work in helping optometrists and optometric practices, healthcare practices, the entire healthcare industry take their brands to a whole nother level. And that's www.activate.co.za. It's on the screen right now. Do connect with it. And so you get to see the different examples of websites that I'm highlighting. Chapter 6, it's all about social media. Everyone now is on social media, but there's the challenge of making a lot of noise on digital media or on social media. And so how do you define your unique value proposition on social media? How do you develop an audience? How do you use things like hashtag? How do you go about developing your brand on social media? What is the purpose of social media? How do you know that it's working? How do you know that it's not working? When should you be changing your strategy, your approach? So chapter 6 is all about social media, and we give various examples on how to effectively utilize social media in growing your optometric practice or growing your brand. Chapter 7, it's all about influencer marketing. We break it down. It's one of chapters that I actually like because we break down what influencer marketing it is. There are different types of influencer marketing approaches that you need to be considering. And so whether your practice is at a startup level or a high-end practice that has been around for multiple years, this chapter will show you exactly which influencers should you be working with, when to consider working with an influencer, and when not to work with an influencer, what you should expect from an influencer, what the methods of how to measure the relationship that your business should have with an influencer, how to become an influencer yourself, and the benefits that exist in your practice being seen as an influencer in a particular area of competency within healthcare. So that chapter is very, very practical. Then chapter 8, budgets. After everything, marketing involves a lot of money, right? So nothing's just going to happen. You have to plan for it. And so chapter 8, it's all about budgets. Chapter 9, how to get started. So after we've given you all this information, we show you a practical guide on where to start, how to get started, why you should get started, what to expect once you are started. And so that's the chapter. Then my favorite chapter of all of them, chapter 10, what do the experts say? So in chapter 10, we asked the various leaders from different parts of the globe who are doing exceptional work in the eye care industry to share their views on marketing for the eye care industry. And so we asked them a wide range of questions, about 14 questions in total that we asked them, and they answered it in their own unique way that shows you that what they did, how they got started to get to the level that they are at, the challenges that they're faced with, the commitment, the time, the elements that were involved in them building their own personal brands as well as their company brands. And so they give their own perspective beyond what Dr. Daryl Glover and myself have shared. And then the last chapter, ethical marketing, which is a critical chapter because at the end of the day, you don't want to be doing all this marketing activities but be in conflict or in contradiction with the ethical rules and regulations that govern the profession of eye care or optometry. So it's very, very important that after everything, we show you exactly what the ethical implications are of all the different elements involved in marketing. Definitely get this book, Vision Straight's Marketing Guide for the Eye Care Industry. It's a fun book. It's something that will help you think differently about your business, think differently about your brand. I mean, I just opened it on a random page here. How can you take your business, or how can your business take advantage of digital marketing strategies? Things like an interactive website, search engine optimization, paid advertising, influencer marketing, viral marketing, social media marketing, content marketing, affiliate marketing, email marketing, those are just an example of some of the things that we mentioned in this particular book. If you're not following us on the different social media platforms, do so right now. Subscribe to the YouTube channels of all the companies that we listed before. If you want assistance with regards to marketing strategies for your business, do reach out to us. Make your comments in the comment section. We would love to come to your practice and help you, no matter where you are in the world. We can have an online meeting and just help you strategize and plan for your next project, so that you know that you have given yourself every opportunity that's available in taking your business to the next level through marketing. Get a copy of the book. We look forward to hearing from you.